Hi, and welcome to OverHERD at Career Education. My name is Denny, and we are doing something really exciting today. This is in particular very near and dear to my heart. This is yet another student spotlight section, but I guess unlike previous student spotlights, these are my people. These are COLA students, and I am a two-time communication major. Of course, my master's in communication was earned here at Marshall. So this is just a really neat opportunity. I think all majors and all colleges are wonderful, but I think just on a personal level, I probably identify with this the most. So I'm very excited for today. I have two awesome guests, and I want to go ahead and let them introduce themselves right now.
My name is Carrington Hatfield. I'm a professional writing major and just really excited to be here.
My name is Jared Sykes, and I am an international affairs major with two minors, one in economics and one in Spanish.
Excellent. Good use of mine. I have a lot of discussions with students about minors, so that's that's wonderful. So, alrighty, so I got a series of questions here. I just kind of want to go through, and like we were discussing just a minute ago, we might rabbit trail a little bit. I feel like COLA people might rabbit trail more than most, and that's okay. So we can just have fun with it and just see where it goes. But like I said, I this year with planning student spotlights, I just reached out to the various colleges, and I received your names as being students who are go-getters and who take advantage of opportunities. So I'm sure we'll learn a lot more about that as we go. So very excited for that. So question number one is, why did you choose Marshall? But also, if you want to maybe go into a little bit more detail, Marshall, but also your major. What's interesting about your major to you as well? So whoever wants to take that away.
I chose Marshall because when I was in the third grade, the We Are Marshall movie came out, and I will never forget watching it. I was literally so excited, and from then on until now, I've loved it. There was literally nowhere else I wanted to go. So I came here, and then I chose, originally I was not in COLA when I came to Marshall. I was pre-med biomechanics, and only lasted a year in that. It's not that it was like something that I couldn't handle. It was just something that I was so unhappy in. And so school at that point wasn't worth it for me anymore. So I went in the English department because I've always loved to read, and landed on that I wanted to edit and like publish and get into book publishing and stuff. And from there to this point on, I just kind of stuck with it and have loved it from then to now. So.
Wow, good stuff.
All right, yeah. I chose Marshall because, well, I come from West Virginia, born and raised here all 22 years of my life, and when I was in high school, I had thought about going out of state, but when I saw that Marshall had a major that was, well, they had political science, and then on top of that, they had international affairs. I was like, well, that seems like a good thing. So I was like, I'll definitely come here because, like, international politics and stuff like that has always been an interest of mine since my childhood. So when I chose this major, when I first applied, I stuck with it. But yeah, since I was little, I've always liked studying other countries, especially government. I know, boring for some people, but but I really love the subject, so that's kind of why I settled with this major.
Excellent. So it's one of the things I love about COLA, and we discussed this prior to me going back and hitting record, is that COLA is just a very diverse college and offers a lot of things here for students. And as we run through these classes, one of the things one of these questions, like I said before, I can tell it's Friday. At least I can pronounce podcast correctly now. But anyway, in addition to the other questions, I know prior to us getting started, we were talking about maybe some of the misconceptions that people may have about COLA. And like I said, I'm a COLA person too. I would have been if I had done undergrad here. But something that can set a COLA major apart is in opposition to maybe some other majors. I feel like you really have to sell yourself a little bit to an employer to market yourself. It kind of like we were talking about before. It's not necessarily a straight line from degree to a job. I think teaching, nursing, accountants, among others, can fall into that category. And COLA prepares you for careers maybe a bit differently than some other colleges, but I think it really produces some well-rounded, very well-equipped individuals. So it's my hope that through the next like the series of questions that we can discuss that a little bit more and maybe shed some light on that. So, next question is, in addition to classes, what have you done here to prepare yourself for life after graduation? And it could include anything from internships, jobs, clubs, campus participation, just anything at all. What have you done to prepare yourself for life after graduation?
Getting to Marshall, I kind of hit the ground running. There was nothing that I just wanted to like sit back and just go to school. My freshman year, I went through sorority recruitment, so I've been a member of Alpha Chi since my freshman year. Super active. I've held different like positions within my sorority, but I was also on the Panhellenic board, and I held positions, 2 different positions there for 2 different years. I'm an RA. I'm the president of a new club for my major, actually.
Nice.
So I just kind of get my hands. I'm one of those people that they say they have their hands in a lot of different pots.
So you kind of jumped in feet first, it sounds like, and just kept on, which is good. That's really neat. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, my story is a little different. I was not a super outgoing person, and I came from a single A high school from Greenbrier County, so on the other side of the state. So there wasn't a lot of people that I knew here. 2 people that I went to high school with came here, and both of them have dropped out. So of like people that I graduated with, I was the only one that came here. So early on, I kind of struggled a lot with like getting involved and doing stuff. But one of the things that really helped me was early on, where I was in high school, I'd always loved doing marching band, so I decided to join the Marching Thunder here.
Cool.
And while I'm no longer in the Marching Thunder, I did do it my freshman and sophomore years. And it was just really fun. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I met a lot of diverse people. But there's so many other things I've done here too. Since then, I have joined one club here called Marshall Wesley, and that has brought me all sorts of new friends that I might not have met otherwise. And it's taken me on like mission trips. I've gone to like Wilmington, North Carolina, and the Florida Keys to help with like hurricane relief and stuff like that. And that's really opened my eyes to like some of the things that are out there. And it's like, though it may not totally have to do with my major, I still think it's all applicable, and it just helps me to build my character as a person. And some other things I've done while I was here, I work as a desk assistant for housing and residence life. So I work the front desk, and I get to meet all sorts of like diverse students that live in the residence halls. And last semester, at the end of last spring, I challenged myself to try and become a peer mentor for the uni classes. And I got hired for that. So this last semester, despite it being all totally virtual and a bit confusing, I got to mentor a group of freshmen in the uni class. So that was really awesome. And just overall, all the stuff that I've done here has really helped me to come out of my shell compared to like where I was 4 years ago. Didn't want to talk to anyone, wanted to stay in my dorm all the time. I have grown a lot as a person, and Marshall has just been amazing for me.
That's wonderful. I love listening to both of these stories. So the question that I have kind of a follow-up question to both of those things. So it sounds like you both have taken advantage of some incredible opportunities, and I think you've touched on this a little bit. But the follow-up question is how have these opportunities helped you? Is it to make connections, to gain skills, gain appreciation for something else, etc.? And I know you've touched on that, but would either of you like to elaborate on that a little bit more? Like how have these opportunities helped you?
For me, the opportunities that I've like dug into, which when he said peer mentor, I realized like I've done that for 2 years. They're just things that you do when you're involved that like that matter and like set you into the kind of leader and like the person that you're supposed to be, whether that's professionally or personally. So the connections matter and the skills matter, but the connections that you're making with those people and that like lasting effect that you have on those people have been like the best part of it for me. It's not like to level myself, but like to get into contact with other people and see in a way that I can help them, whether it's like it's just something else to put on my resume.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So there's just human connections, that human element, yeah, for sure. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, totally. Kind of on what she said, like a lot of these things, yeah, on paper, they really help with a resume, and that's amazing. But at the same time, I think it just facilitates this connection to people. It gives you a sense of belonging. And it's definitely helped me to grow as a person. And I've just, like I said, I've progressed so far since I was a freshman. I'm happier, doing more. It's just amazing. I think that it's just, I don't know, I've definitely developed a lot as a person. And without these clubs and getting involved and like helping people both through being a DA and a peer mentor, I don't know where I would be today. I don't know if I would have stayed in college or not. So,
wow,
definitely.
That's incredible. And one of the phrases you mentioned there I really like, because college, attending a university, academics are a big part of that, but I feel very strongly that it should develop you as a person, that you should take advantage of opportunities, because we should seek to, I think, develop you in all ways, or at minimum give you opportunities to develop in all ways. I mean, if someone leaves here very book smart but very ill prepared for the workplace, for life, after college, I don't think that we have done our job. And I just hearing both these stories, I mean, I think you were two very excellent examples of what students should strive for. So that's why I'm eager for students to hear from stories like these. So tell me a little bit more about your future plans. Both of you all seem very ambitious, so I'm really excited to hear more about this. But what do your future plans include?
So I'm pretty sure we both graduate in May. So I've started applying to grad school. So I'm sending in my first application hopefully by the end of the day.
Oh, cool.
So I want to get my master's in professional writing and editing, and after that, get into like the book scene of things, or like even just like marketing books or marketing in general. I think is where I've found my footing in my own major. So.
I do want to touch on something real quick on that I love that you shared, was professional writing. And this is something I've talked to students about a couple of times, because there's different ways to write. There's creative, there's professional. Creative writing is wonderful. It can be hard to make a living at. So for instance, professional writing I think is a really great way to, if you have a skill you like, but okay, how do I make money at this skill? And really across a lot of various majors, and a lot of them being in COLA, those are really good questions to ask yourself. Okay, here's my passion, here's my skill. When I look at society, how can I make money at doing that? So that's, I don't want to interrupt too much, but I just thought that was a really good case study on how to do that. You take a passion, but how do I do something I love and find a niche for that in the job, in the marketplace. That's really cool. Hope I didn't interrupt too much. No. I just really liked that.
On that, I think COLA is the place where you take your passion and you make it something that you like. I fully believe that your career should not be a job, but it's just like something that adds to your life. And I think COLA takes students and makes them realize that like your passion can be your career, and you can be happy forever, like doing something that you love. And that was something that I learned getting into COLA, because I thought, my mom's a nurse. My brother is also a nurse. And so my family is like medical field. And so like there was no room to be a writer in that context. So I came here thinking like, oh, I have to be in the medical field too. I can't survive just off of writing. And they getting into professional writing and realizing all the career avenues that I have like at my feet if I just apply myself and be the best version of me. I would have never realized that without them.
That's cool. I like that. That's very good.
Yeah, on that is a really amazing point about COLA. I love that, like you said, it allows you to grab whatever you're interested in, because COLA is very diverse, ranging from history to political science to the foreign languages to English. There's a whole lot of opportunity in this college. And I came from a family, I'm actually a first-generation college student, so none of my parents nor my grandparents or anyone have been to college. And so, there was kind of that pressure to like, oh, well, you need to go to college. You need to, kind of like Carrington said, you need to major in something that's going to make money, or major in like engineering or the health sciences or whatever, because that's where the most growth is. And while I can definitely see a benefit to that, I was like, I just don't know that I would be happy if I did something like that. I was like, my passion falls under political science and stuff like that. So I think I want to pursue that path. And though, like you said, it may be a little bit more challenging, might have to sell myself a little more down the long run, I think that the fact that COLA is there as like just a place to pursue passion is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love it so much.
Very, very well put. Absolutely. I really like the way you'd stated it too, a way to pursue your passions, and that's really something that no matter if you're a COLA student or wherever you're at or whoever's listening to it, even if you're old like me and you're listening to this and you're thinking about a career change or something. I mean, life is short, and I feel like the job market out there is so big, and there's so many things you can do. Find something that you can love and enjoy. And I've said it on here before, and I'll say it again. I hate. I hate with 10,000 fiery passions. I really hate cliches such as, well, if you like what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I mean, stuff like that's unrealistic, and I think it sets people up for failure. So even when you have a job you love, you will have days that are hard and days that feel like work. And an example I've always given to students is at Marshall, even when I've had a bad day, I've been thankful to be here, and never, like, I still couldn't imagine myself anywhere else. So that's a great sign that you are really where you need to be. So, but like I said, it's just my passion to help people find their passion, I guess you could say, and it's my hope that that whatever it is, whatever makes you happy, that you can find that, and that's definitely something my office can help with. You know, life is really too short to be stuck in a job where you're miserable. Even if it's a job you love, you'll have hard days and you'll have days that feel like work. But don't spend your life doing something that you hate. I mean, if you get that Sunday night feeling in the pit of your stomach on Saturday mornings, which has happened to me in my life, not when I've worked at Marshall, but it has happened to me, and it's like, wow, I need to make a change. You know, maybe make that change. But yeah, there's a lot out there, and think about your hopes, your dreams, your passions, and you find something that excites you. So last question here, what advice do you have for Marshall students? So whether it's just general advice, preparing for the future, just whatever it is, any advice for Marshall students?
So there's this saying, which I know this is kind of off topic, but there's a saying that we use in sorority that's you get in sorority what you put out. Mm-hmm. You get in what you put. You get out of what you put in. I don't know why my mind did that.
I know where you're going with it. I got it.
But I think that still applies to to school in general. Like here at Marshall, if I wouldn't have put in the work that I put in to be who I am and make the connections and get involved, mm-hmm. I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today or the person that I am today. So I think coming in as a freshman, or if you're just in college and you haven't put yourself out there, that you should put yourself out there. Like, mm-hmm. It may be scary at first, but those are the times that, like, you're finding yourself. This is the first, unless you're a non-traditional student, this is the first time for a lot of us that we're on our own. Like, so you don't know who you are, and you don't really know your interests because you've grown up most likely in the same town with the same people. So I think really digging into like having your college experience and being the best version of you that you can is the best way that you will get what you need out of college.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, that is an amazing point. I love the fact that you had said that, just studying what you want and being the best that you can be of yourself. And I like how you had mentioned, even though it's a job you love, mm-hmm. you're always going to have the days that you're not going to love. I see that now, though I love politics. There's some days, mm-hmm. politics makes me want to bang my head against a wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But because of like following my passion and doing what I love, I've now kind of on my future, I've now applied to 3 graduate schools. That's awesome. George Mason, Georgia State, and Old Dominion, and 2 of them accepted me already.
Oh, congratulations.
So
that's great.
If I go to George Mason, I'll be studying global affairs, or if I go to Georgia State, which are the 2 that have accepted me, Georgia State, I'll get a master's in political science with a focus in comparative and international politics.
Wow.
But without the COLA staff and the staff within the political science department and my advisor for international affairs, Dr. Morissette, I don't know how, like, without them there to support me and to, give meaningful advice and like meaningful explanations on like assignments or writing papers, exams, without them, I don't know if I would have made it this far. Mm-hmm. If you had asked me 4 or 5 years ago when I was a junior or a senior in high school in like this rural, tiny, single A school, if you'd have told me that oh, in about 5 or 6 years, you're going to be studying international politics in Atlanta, Georgia, or just outside of Washington, D.C., or wherever graduate school ends up taking me, I would have said, you're crazy. I'm like, that's not a major that's going to make me money, I don't know if I'd want to do something like that, but here I am, and I just love it that this major and this college has opened up so much for me. And with that, I think that once I get my master's degree, I can definitely take that master's degree somewhere, like, working as, like, I thought, like, some of my plans, like, wanting to be, like, a political analyst of mainly I want to focus on, like, international, not international, European or, like, Russian politics, somewhere around that. Certainly salient today.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's just amazing that the path that I've chosen, where it's taken me, and how early on I would have just never thought that I would make it to this point. And I'm just super excited for what the future still holds for me. But I'll always remember the foundation that I've made here that has always been there to support me and just help me to grow.
I agree with the COLA and, like, your individual partners. They are truly unsung heroes. You'll meet these people and they will talk to you and make you feel like it's like almost like a familial kind of thing. Like, they become a part of your family or just like your support system. They literally will lift you up in ways that you don't even realize that you need lifting up before you need it. It's truly amazing what they do and how they make every student a priority. They helped make my college experience a lot more than I could have ever wanted it to be.
Definitely. Every professor that I've had in the College of Liberal Arts, whether it was my Spanish professors, my political science professors, or my English professors, they've always been there. Their email has always been open. They're like, if you need anything. I've used so many of my professors as references for different things, even though it's not always the ones that are within my major. And I just think that that's amazing that COLA just has a staff that is just there, always there to support you, and they always want you to succeed. That's
yeah,
what
and they
I
always
love
truly
about this
care.
college.
Always.
That's wonderful, and it's like I said, I did grad school here, and it's I hit grad school here at a weird time because a lot of the professors that I had were like right on the cusp of retirement, right 150 feet from here over in comm studies. Jill Underhill and Dr. Brammer, Cam Brammer, the chair, they're still here. They're actually the only ones I can think of that are still here, and it's not been all that many years. But I would agree with that. COLA comm studies was great for me. COLA office staff, and then I've worked here for a number of years too, and just campus wide, I'm amazed to work with the colleagues that I work with. So I'll echo those sentiments as well. So, and I know one thing you touched on that I thought was really important, I figured I would share too, is just that importance of jumping in and getting involved, because I feel like I've mentioned it on here previously. I may have and I may not have. My first 2 years of college, again, this was not at Marshall. It was at a different college in the area. I may have said it before, but I don't want to, it's kind of irrelevant. But I was mostly a commuter student and went and took classes and then went home. And it was amazing how, even at the end of 2 years, how not connected I was. And then I went away to school in the Dayton, Ohio area, and was away for the first time and jumped headfirst into a bunch of stuff, and just how much more amazing of an experience that it really was. I can't emphasize that enough. I think you hit the nail on the head, and both of you all have had wonderful things to share. Are there any parting thoughts, any closing ideas or anything you want to jump in with?
I definitely love that you had mentioned the whole commuter school thing, because back where I'm from, there's a community college just 15 miles down the road from me. I could have gone there, or I could have gone to a closer, smaller university. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I came here. I'm glad that I forced myself to join the Marching Thunder and other student groups, because it's just helped me so much. If, like you had said, that if I had just decided to just commute and play it safe, then I would have just fallen in the monotony of just every day. And I don't know that I would have transformed into the person that I am today without coming to a school like Marshall, going out of my comfort zone. I'm 3 hours away from home, so it's not so easy to just drive back and forth all the time. But because I put myself in that initial discomfort, it's just helped me so much, and I regret nothing about coming here. It's a good school, and there's plenty of great staff, and I can't say it enough how much all the staff are so helpful here.
Awesome. Wonderful stuff. So, any other parting thoughts for us today? Or
I think getting here is the hardest part. You've already done the big already taken the big leap of this is the school I'm going to go to, this is where I'm going to commit to, this is where I'm going to live my life for the next 4 years. So you've already made the hardest part. All you have to do is show up and be fearless in who you are and be unapologetic in getting the things that you want. The only person that's standing in your way once you get to college is yourself. You're a brand new person. That's the start to your new life. So you should embrace every single part of it.
Well said. I couldn't say it. Either one of you, I couldn't say it better myself. So that's excellent. So I just want to thank both of you for joining me today. This has been a wonderful discussion. I've really enjoyed this. Most of these student spotlights, I've actually been personally motivated by them. There's at least one or two little things I'm like, oh man, yeah, I do need to be more ambitious, or I do need to do this, or I do need to take this more seriously, or something. And we've talked with a number of students who are leaders. And leaders, it's interesting when I say leadership, because leadership means so many things. Leadership, there's official leadership positions, and then some people just lead through example. I know all of the students who have been on the Student Spotlight segment have been leaders by example, and you two are, of course, I include in that. And this has been a wonderful discussion. I want to thank you both. I just wish you unlimited success in your future. Shoot for the stars. I hope beyond your wildest dreams, the things that you want to do, I hope they come true for you. And I may see you on TV, or who knows what one day. Because honestly, we all know, Cola people, we're going to take over the planet eventually. We know
That's
it's
true.
Yeah, so
yeah, definitely. It's always the ones you least expect, right?
It's going to be the Cola people. Yeah, we're gonna take over. So this is just another step toward those goals. So that was my ulterior motive for today. Cola's going to take over, but. Oh my goodness. So I just want to thank everyone listening too. Thank you so much for joining us again on OverHERD at Career Education, and I hope you join us next time.